Renewable diesel production exploded in recent years, shifting U.S. soybean demand dynamics to a greater focus on domestic usage. Now, as the renewable energy craze simmers, we could see yet another shift in soybean demand. A lack of biofuel policy guidance from the outgoing Biden administration and incoming Trump administration created a rocky start for biofuels in 2025. After concluding last year with record biodiesel and renewable diesel production, biomass diesel fell to a two-year low in January. And unfortunately, the data from the Environmental Protection Agency could be establishing a trend. Impact of RD on soybean demand policy in the early 2020s, outlined by the Renewable Fuel Standard and California's Low Carbon Fuel Standard, led to a surge in demand for renewable energy, specifically renewable diesel. RD serves as a substitute for petroleum diesel compared to biodiesel, which must be blended with petroleum. Biofuel processors looking to capitalize on the demand turned to soybean oil, a low-carbon feedstock that works well in producing renewable diesel. In turn, U.S. soybean crush capacity and processing surged to records over the next few years. In the 2023 and 24 marketing year, U.S. oilseed processors crushed a record 2.3 billion bushels of soybeans. The most recent USDA data suggests record crush continued through the current season and is expected to reach 2.4 billion bushels. Rising domestic usage led to a decline in soybean exports. In a special report last year, we explored that demand dynamics for U.S. soybeans are broken down into two main categories: exports and crush. You have the residual usage on the balance sheet, which typically just accounts for more as a margin of error. The USDA's data for whole soybean exports and crush volumes have had a perfect inverse relationship as a percentage of total U.S. soybean usage. And what the chart conveys is that when either exports or crushings falter in a given year, the other tends to pick up much of the slack. Demand for soybeans has focused more on refined products over the last couple of years, with Brazil producing record after record. Whole soybean exports dropped and domestic crush took over. Soybean oil saw a similar shift. Demand shifting over to biofuels brought exports down to virtually zero through the 2023 and 2024 marketing year. Soybean oil exports peaked in about 2017 after falling 85% over the next 6 years. The strong biofuel production drove U.S. soybean oil inventories to multi-year lows. However, increased foreign feedstock imports and uncertainty over biofuel policy made soybean oil exports more competitive. The most recent USDA data showed soy oil shipments this season reached 549,000 metric tons, with total commitments at 833,000 metric tons. Heightened global demand for vegetable oils helped drive the increase. Biofuel policy in India, South Korea, and Colombia has been a major growth factor for soybean oil exports. Record crushings have also led to record soybean meal production, which sent prices to a 4-year low last year. In turn, soybean meal exports increased during the same period as the renewable diesel boom subsided. Soybean meal exports have been increasing steadily over the past 10 years. Even though Argentina's soybean meal exports are expected to recover, the U.S. is forecast to have another record year for meal exports in the 2024 and 25 season. Soybean oil exports, once sidelined by the surge in biofuel demand, are regaining competitiveness thanks to lower prices and rising global demand. Meanwhile, soybean meal production continues to grow, supported by strong crush volumes, but faces potential challenges from Argentina's recovering exports themselves. As we move further into 2025, all eyes will be on biofuel policy direction, global vegetable oil demand, and crush margins to determine the next phase of U.S. soybean demand. Thanks for watching. I'm Dawson Schmidt, and this has been a special report from Trader PhD.